I don't really know how to start this. I'm just telling you what's on my mind. I don't know if you will ever see this one day, but these thoughts, these moments, they won't leave me. So I'm just letting them out. Because some feelings deserve to be told even if they never reach the person they were meant for. So I guess I'll start from the night everything changed. So you were on your side of the world and I was on mine. Two places, two lives, two people who were never supposed to meet like this. And yet we did. We were just talking, just two people on a late night call, like half asleep and half awake. And then you told me to look at the sky. You said there are two stars and the moon. I didn't even know why my heart listened so carefully at your voice at that moment. I don't know why I smiled at the sky like it belonged to us. You pointed at the two stars and you said they were too close to the moon. Your voice was soft but true. And then you pointed at a tiny star, the one a little far away but still looking at the moon. You said that small star wants to stay beside the moon. It really does, but it knows it will never happen in this lifetime. I swear something inside me broke and healed at the same time. You told me the moon would find a big star one day, a star that would match her, a star that she deserved, but that the small star would still look at her even from far and stay happy. Tell me, how do you expect someone to hear words like that and stay the same? In that moment, I felt my eyes burn. And before I even realized, tears were falling down my face. Not the usual tears that come from like sadness or stress. This was different. It felt like someone touched a place inside me I didn't even know existed. It felt like my heart finally understood something it had been waiting for here for years. Like, it wasn't loud, it was just soft. A quiet kind of crying that comes when something pure touches our soul unexpectedly. So I have never cried like that before, not for a person, not for words, not for anything. But that night, because of you, I did. And I think that's when I realized that small star had already found a place in my heart. How do you expect a heart not to fall a little? Pure love, unselfish love, a love that didn't want to take, just to stay. And then the last thing you said, maybe in the next lifetime, I hope the moon will be mine. You said it softly, like you were placing a wish into the sky. I didn't cry a lot on the call, but after we hung up, I did. Not because I was sad, but because no one had ever loved me in such gentle, hopeless, innocent way. You know, sometimes I wonder what you would think if you could see the version of me that exists only when I talk to you. The softer version, the kinder version, the version that does not pretend to be strong all the time. Because when I'm with you, even in small conversations, even in jokes, even in silence, I don't feel like the person who I am. I don't feel older. I don't feel like I have to be perfect. With you, I feel human and safe and seen. People always say love is loud, like big gestures, big words, big moments. But what I had with you and what I have with you is so quiet. You know, quiet things are the easiest to hide, but also the hardest to forget. If you only knew how my heart softens when I see your name pop up on my screen. If you only knew how many times I rewrote my replies wanting to sound normal, wanting to hide the way you make me feel. If you only knew how many times I smiled at my phone because of you. If you only knew how many nights I fell asleep thinking of that small star. But you will never know, not fully. Sometimes I feel like you truly don't see how special you are. You think you are just a small star, far away, quiet, not bright enough, not close enough. But maybe you don't understand something. The moon shines because of the star she looks at. You gave me a feeling I thought I would only read in books. A softness I thought people had forgotten. An innocence I don't think existed anymore. While you were calling yourself the small star, you were becoming the brightest thing in my night. The truth is, I never looked at the sky the same way after that day. I still look for you in every small night. I still pause when I see something faint but beautiful. Because it reminds me of you, your voice, your thoughts, and the way you loved without expecting anything in return. If you only knew how rare that is. There are some moments in life you never expect to remember in detail, but with you, every second stays like a printed thing in my mind, like ink that refused to fade. So, do you remember the day you came to my home with your friends? It was supposed to be nothing, just a casual visit, just you being friendly, just your casual, warm self. But then, you know what happened? Something small, something quiet. It's something that shook me more than anything else. You ask your friends to turn around so casually, so naturally. Like it was the most natural thing in the world. And then you leaned in and kissed my forehead. For a moment, I forgot how to breathe. My parents were downstairs. Your friends were right there. The world was seconds away from catching us doing something we shouldn't do. But you didn't hesitate, not even for a second. I stood there shocked, frozen, confused, but also filled with this warmth I can't even describe. It wasn't a kiss meant to claim. It wasn't a kiss meant to start something we couldn't handle. It was gentle, soft, pure. Like you were telling me, I care about you more than I'm supposed to. And I felt it in my chest, in my breath, in the silence that followed. And then, do you remember the day in the lab? God, I don't even know how to explain that one without smiling like an idiot and dying a little inside. We were just talking, normal, casual, pretending everything was fine, pretending we were fine. And then uh, you leaned in and kissed me. I swear my entire body froze. Like every nerve inside me woke up at once. And before I could recover, I hope you remember the things you did. You didn't rush. You didn't cross anything. But you become so close enough to shake my entire world. I walked away smiling and dying and confused and happy and scared all at the same time. And I think that's when I realized we were falling into something neither of us could stop. And next day, you came to see me again. You walked in so casually, as if you didn't completely ruin my sleep the previous night with the memory of that things. We talked for a few minutes, just small words, soft words, nothing dangerous, nothing we could get caught for. but every second felt like holding fire in my hands. You took one small step toward me, not even saying a word, and then again you kissed my forehead. Just once, soft, soundless, meaningful. And then you walked away again. We couldn't stay for long. People were around, eyes were everywhere. We had to protect each other. So we said it was better to go, better to pretend, better to walk away before someone saw something they shouldn't. You left. I stood there staring at the door you disappeared through. My heart was heavy, too full, too emotional, too overwhelmed to stay silent anymore. And then something inside me broke, not in pain, but in longing. I texted you, please come back. I didn't even think. I didn't even breath. I took the risk. It just slipped out of me like a truth trying to escape. And then you came. When you walked back to me, I didn't wait. I didn't think about the rules. I didn't think about the labels. I didn't think about the world outside that door. I just hugged you, like I had been holding that hug inside me for years. You held me back, like you needed it too. Like we were two people who finally stopped running from what we felt. And then I kissed you. You kissed my eyes, my nose, my forehead again, and finally my lips. Each kiss felt like a confession neither of us could speak. A quiet, I want you too. A soft, I feel it too. A gentle, I know we can't, but right now, I don't want to let go. Uh, the best thing, a day people call magical, lucky, meant for wishes. If you know, you know. A one perfect moment before reality took over again. Either way, that moment is mine forever, ours forever, even if nothing else can be. You helped me find boys who matched my type. You listened to all my messy stories. You laughed with me like we were the same age. You talked to me without fear, without hesitating like friends do. You were just you, and somehow that was enough to ruin me in the sweetest way. But we come from different parts of life. We both know the rules. We both know the world. We both know the no. We both know the reasons we can't be something more. We said it 100 times silently. We accept it because we have to. But the heart has its own timing, its own decisions, its own way of loving, and mine chose you. If I could, I would tell you, I love the boy who looked at the sky with me. I love the boy who saw the whole universe and chose me as his moon. I love the boy who never expected anything back. I love the boy who said next lifetime because this one felt too impossible. I love the boy who made me feel like I was just not someone's option but someone's miracle. And maybe this life won't let us to be together. Maybe we will walk different paths. Maybe we will pretend we don't feel what we feel. Maybe one day we will meet other people, start new stories, build new lives. But nothing can erase that night or those words. or the way you made the whole universe feel small and close to home. And even if we can't hold each other in this life, you will always be the small star that changed my sky. If we meet again in another world, where ages don't matter, where labels don't matter, where rules don't matter, I will walk straight to you without hesitation, without fear, without distance. Because I know you now, because I loved you here, because you waited for me there. And in that lifetime, I hope I can finally say without hiding, my small star, I'm yours. Until then, in this lifetime, I will love you quietly, gently, without disturbing the world. The same way you love me from a distance that still feels close. Whenever you need me, I'll be there. You told me that first, but now I'm telling it back. And if one night you ever feel lost or tired or alone, just look at the sky, find the moon. Know that she's looking back at the small star who showed her what pure love feels like. Maybe this is not a love story with a happy ending. Maybe it's not even a story the world will understand, but it's ours, and it's real. And it happened between a moon and a small star who shouldn't have crossed paths but did anyway. And even if no one else knows this, I will carry it forever. So, end of the story, but not the feeling.